Yo, boys, back with another video. Today we're going to be doing Necro Rogue Assassination one shot, and we're going to be playing with the rest of Sham. Before we start this off, I want to shout out to OTB Memes. It is my main priest meme channel. Just go check it. It's in the description. Get him to 100 subs on the ASAP. But when you're playing this build, it's actually really good because you're getting a lot of consistent. You basically want to you want to have Mark for Death, and then you want to use that to basically banish, mark for death, a venom, and then after that you just want to click your bone spikes and you just want to spam that basically. You just want to in between getting your combo points with bone spikes and venoming while you're doing your burst, and you're just gonna do unhealable dam, as you will see here soon. But yeah, it's really big dam. You also get a lot of consistent damage. As you see, Kenny, I do my burst rotation, I vanish, and I almost one tap him without even clicking mark for death. So as you can see, even without full mark for death, he still just died instantly. So in about 2 seconds. Now I've tried this at high CRs, and it still works really good. It definitely is a fun build. I like it a lot, and I think you guys should try it. I think it's way better than the Night Fae version, just because you're getting a lot of more consistent damage. I'm not sure if it's better for the like 100 to 0, like how fast it is, but I think it's like maybe 1 second off on speed versus Night Fae, but you're also getting a lot of consistent damage. As you will see right here, I do my burst rotation, so I basically just get my common points and then I burst them, as you can see here soon. But yeah, in the opener you can do it, or you can bait out their cooldowns. Like I said, you can either bait out their cooldowns. So what I do is if I know it's gonna be over in an 1800 game and I know it's a comp like this, we're just gonna open, use our cooldowns, and then the next time we're just gonna go again, because in between your Kenny you're gonna be getting more cooldowns. Just make sure you're Kenning off DR. So as you can see, I'm gonna try to sap him here. I couldn't do it, but I kind of knew he was dead. Now he does have PS, but as you can see, I tried to sap. I couldn't do it. He is getting kind of low because of the vital. Now I'm gonna always bleed. You want to always bleed. I shiv Kenny, and as you can see, he just dies instantly. I vanish, mark for death of venom, and then I use my spike. And even with the priest not being CC'd, he still dies in about 3 seconds. It's really just unhealable to him. If you don't use something at 100%, you're usually gonna die before you use anything. So this is another game where we're gonna open the warlock. I'm used to my sap being 4, so I ended up just garroting the pet because I wanted to sap the pet and then open the lock with the smoke bomb, so then the druid would open. Anyway, you never really want to go lock. You always want to go their healer because, in general, locks are really hard to kill for rogues. It's just they have double wall, trinket, port, gate. It's a lot of cooldowns to go through, and it's just not worth it whenever you could just go the healer, get trinket, then win. The goal is basically to bait out his trinket, and then that's it. So as you can see, I blind. We're gonna Kenny. We're baiting out trinket from the warlock. We're not gonna click anything. You're basically holding cooldowns until you can get the druid's trinket. Now, if you can get the druid's iron bark, you can probably still do the one shot. So even without trinket, if he clicks iron bark without you using anything, you after that iron bark, you could probably just still kill him. By the time he gets his trank off, I don't think it'll matter. His trank can't heal through your burst rotation. So as you can see, I can him here, and I think he trinkets, maybe not. We'll see. No, it looks like he doesn't. But he does iron bark here soon. Yeah, so he iron barks right here, which is really good. As you can see, my bleeds are still taking him. So this is just bleed damage. I only have like 25% haste. So I have a lot of like no haste. I have a lot of verse. I have like 40% verse. I would go as much haste as possible because it's all about getting those buttons off fast. Maybe have some mastery, some crit. Maybe all 4 can help, but I have 40% verse, which is not really that good for assassination. But since I have an outlaw spec, I don't really have a assassination. I can here, as you can see, I click everything, I trinket, and he just dies instantly. Before he can even, as you can see, before he even realized trinket was available, it was already over. Like the game was over by the time he just had a chance to do anything. So yeah, this build is really crazy. I would definitely try it. You're going to be using the 100% crit build. You're going to be using Night Stalker. You're not going to be using the 50% crit. You're going to be using Night Stalker. The reason is the 100% crit and the 50% crit don't stack. I wish it would have been nice if they did, because it would have been even more broken, but you know, it doesn't. Not a big deal though. And if you would like to check out my conduits, just look in the description. I'll put them all down there, all the conduits that I have, because I didn't put them in this video. So I'll put the conduits, the talents in the comment or in the description. You guys can check it out. But yeah, otherwise it was a pretty easy match. Not much they can really do about it. And on to the next game here. Now there's one downside. If you face another rogue playing assassination, um, the 1 minute vendetta can really be good. Now, you're not going to be doing one shots or nothing like that, but a lot of rogues are going to be able to beat you when you're running this build because it all depends on that one build. If they're running like a 1 minute, so as you can see, I'm going to smoke bomb last second, and then they can't do anything. I'm going to try to sap. I actually couldn't sap because he vitaled, so it was in the end of the world. Really, this all depends on who you trinket. So unless it's a bomb, you can't trinket. So as you can see, we're not gonna cloak. We try to pre-necro shield, so we get a little bit of a necro shield. They're kind of messing up their opener, so we get bust without having to use anything. I think I end up using cloak maybe. So I actually end up using nothing. So I end up kicking sheep, and as you can see in the opener, we get double trinket. They don't get anything out of us, and it was pretty juicy opener. Now I end up venenting him, trying to like pump as much damage. I probably should have just waited a little bit, got the kidney, and then done it. But instead I obviously did it on the opener, which is okay because we don't really need it against a rogue mage. As you can see, if it's a bomb, then we trinket. If it's not, our shaman trinkets. Anytime you're getting smoke bombed as a rogue, it's gonna be a your trinket. But if it's not, then your healer's always gonna trinket, unless like you don't have to and you know you can survive. But you'll see in the last goes on rogue mage where the vital ended up getting a stun, which was really helpful. And this rogue actually gets a re. We ended up blazing him out. He gets a DB. We don't get the kick on the sheep, unfortunately, but not a big deal. We end up getting out of sheep. We kidney him, we cloak, and then he's obviously third sheet dead. He's pretty much dead. We just full bleed him up, get our venoms out, and as you can see, you still get the 5 stacks of throwing knives, the bone spikes, which is the main reason why this build is able to work at high CR. Is because not only are you getting that random one shot, you're getting a lot, and I mean a lot of consistent damage. So this rogue right here is running a 1 minute vendetta, and this was actually not. These guys were really geared, so these guys weren't no like, just random 1600 team. This was like in 1900. These guys were trying, and we still ended up winning. So it's definitely possible to win. You do have to play a little bit better. As you can see, I ended up vendetta in the opener. We almost ended up killing them. So as you can see, we ended up getting dome. And now it's better if you play with a priest, a disc priest, and you're getting that PI. You're getting the angel, you're getting all that. So as soon as he trinkets, anytime you face an assassination rogue, you always want to trade on vendetta. So unless it's vendetta, you don't want to trade everything. Now you can trade something. So as my shaman did, we don't want to trade swap on my trinket because obviously I have to trinket. And no matter what he uses, I'm gonna have to trinket because it's vendetta. So anytime you get vendetta on, you have to trade cooldowns or your healer does. So if I would have just sat there and let my healer click swap, I probably would have been good by the time my kidney ended. And then I'm also using the Fate talent. So as you can see, we get a beautiful kidney here. We end up getting Trinket. And we end up doing Unhealable Dam. Now, double bleeding is really good when you can. I don't really think you really need to that much, honestly. Because the bleeds don't, or at least mine don't, because I don't have enough haste to just sit there and like spend it. Because I'm in 25% haste, which is really bad. But I have a lot of verse. That's why I'm not taking that much damage. So he ends up having Vendetta again. So this is the second time in under a minute that he's had 2 vendettas before I've had my second one. So this is the second one right here, and so that's why having that short vendetta can be really good. So it just depends on what you're facing. So in this situation, he should win, especially playing with a priest. So Wrestle Shaman Rogue's not that bad, but in CC terms, it's really bad. So like playing with a priest or playing with like a Wrestle Druid would probably be a lot better than playing with a shaman because you're getting that constant CC instead of like just pure PVing it out. But here I actually end up doing my one shot here soon, and we end up killing him somehow. Even through cloak, he ends up just dying by a hair. He almost survived, so we get a huge hex there. Getting those hexes are really good, especially like right now. So even through dome, I'm like, yo, I have vendetta coming up, so I'm just getting my bleeds up, and I'm gonna get ready to step. I wanted to step him, so I know he's gonna kidney since it's off DR, so I can pre-faint. So as you can see, I have that thing, that have that add-on next to my name that shows me that all the DRs. So I kidney him here. As you can see, this is the one shot, big damn. He almost dies right here. His cheat death barely saves him, and then he dies through cloak. I don't know if he was cheat death right there actually, but I think he cloaked way too late. I don't know if it was on cooldown. I wasn't even paying attention. Here's a situation where you can actually kill people without killing them. So this is a situation you don't even have to stun them. They don't even realize they're dead. You don't even realize they're dead. But you know that your build can actually kill somebody so fast that the reaction time is really not possible to see. It's just you're dead so fast. So if you can ever get someone to 50%, especially like if you see in this situation, it can work out in your favor. Now, your openers are really weak whenever you don't Vendetta, because obviously you have to get your bleeds up, and, it's kind of good to just open and then get your bleeds and then stunts, and then you have a better chance of getting cooldowns. But in this situation, we're going to go the Ellie. I'm kind of bleeding both. I see him that he's getting kind of low. Now, we already stunned here, but I knew he was getting low. This guy was focused on getting mind games. He didn't even notice. I end up using everything. I get my combo points 5. I end up shiving. So I get my combo shiv, and I do my one shot before I even realize. Bam, bam, vanish, Venom, dead. As you can see, the reaction time was insane for this guy. He almost got the Guardian off. He was like a not even a second before. So that guy was really really fast, and he couldn't do it. It was just not gonna happen. The reaction time for that is just not gonna happen unless you pre-do it. It's just not gonna work. So here we end up going Priest. Now going Hunter can be good. The problem is the feign death, which unless you want to keep redoing your bleeds, this is not worth it. So I end up going Priest. We end up getting Trinket Dome, and I didn't have to click anything. The one thing bad about using, like I said, you can't use anything unless you are facing or unless I have Vendetta. So in this situation, I know he has PS, and he knows he has PS. So he traded, now he has PS. Now he has to hold PS no matter what. So I end up kinning him, I fake kidney here. So basically it's just kinning off CD, I smoke bomb acting like I'm pumping damage, and he ends up PSing, and then we end up swapping to the Hunter, and as you can see, we almost kill him with bone spikes. So double bleeding can be very, very effective, and also when you have a Wrestler Shaman with Vital Out, it can also be effective whenever it's double hitting. So here we're gonna stack our bleeds off DR here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna Kidney, Shiv, Vendetta, do our burst rotation, and we're gonna vanish with or with a vanish, mark for death, Venom, and then we're gonna bone spike. So let's see what that happens. Kidney, Vendetta, vanish, mark for death, Venom, and then mutilate, and then he's just dead. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and make sure to check out the Chanio in the description. I'll have everything down in the description. Check it out. Let's get him to 100 subs, and